Booyaka, booyaka, I'm back on Smackdown. Senior Triple H, I can't fight my son. Right guys, welcome back Fog Wrestling. I can't even do a Mexican accent. Where do you even begin? Apart from saying like, burrito, burrito. I mean like, what can I do? How can I pretend to be Rey Mysterio? I can't, so I'll just pretend to be myself. And the big news here today is that Rey Mysterio has officially moved to Smackdown. Now you might be thinking, like, what's the point? Does it even matter? I mean, the brand split's pretty much dead, and I get that. I do feel that way. I mean, obviously there is like a default, you know, there's like a default SmackDown roster and like a default Raw roster, and for the most part the SmackDown guys are on SmackDown and the Raw guys are on Raw, but there will be random times where a Raw guy will go to SmackDown or a SmackDown guy will go to Raw, and it's just allowed to happen, you know. There's nothing done about it. We get Drew McIntyre, he will just turn up to Raw whenever he feels like it. Like Solo Sikoa and Sami Zayn don't have any belts, but they will be on Raw whenever the Bloodline go to Raw. We have Braun Strowman, not even sure what brand he's on, but he will just turn up wherever he wants, really. Who else do we have? We have Bayley. She's not a champion. There's no reason why she should be on both shows, but she is on both shows. She goes wherever she wants. And another thing I want to mention, I don't think having undisputed champions works. You know, the fact that I just don't think a champion should be on both shows. I mean, it's hard to work with. I never thought it worked. It worked back in the day, I thought, with the Undertaker, but overall, I think if you're going to have a brand split, each show needs its separate belt. I think each show needs separate belts. I think Raw needs Raw belts, and I think SmackDown needs SmackDown belts. Simple as that. But yeah, let's talk about Rey Mysterio. So he went to Triple H on SmackDown, basically says to him he was going to quit. He says he'll never face his son, and blah, 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 blah. Triple H then wanted to speak to Rey, and obviously, off camera, Triple H offered Rey Mysterio a solution, and that is to leave Raw, where the Judgement Day are, and come to SmackDown. Now that's all good in the hood, and Rey Mysterio has been saying over and over and over for the past couple months he will never fight his son. Now I thought that was for storyline purposes. I thought that was so eventually Rey would snap and he would end up fighting Dominic, but with Rey moving to SmackDown, I wonder if there's a little bit more to that. I wonder if Rey Mysterio actually does not want to wrestle Dominic, and that is why they're not going to have a match, and that is why Rey's moved. Or did they plan on maybe doing the match later down the line? Could the Judgment Day follow Rey to SmackDown? I don't know, but I think it's a big opportunity missed if you do not have Rey versus Dominic. Personally, I'm not interested in seeing it, but you'd think for Rey Mysterio, he says that winning the tag titles with his son was like the best moment of his career. Well, wouldn't actually facing your son at like a big pay-per-view be an even better moment? You actually get to share the ring and face off against your son. I think that'd be a cool moment for Mysterio, and I think that would be too good a moment to pass up on personally. So I would like to see that. As for Rey moving to SmackDown, I thought the way it was done was poor. Like he goes to speak to Triple H, obviously, and then Triple H offers him to come to SmackDown, but Triple H is basically running both shows, so it doesn't really affect Triple H. I mean, Triple H is making Raw weaker and he's improving SmackDown, but he doesn't care. Like, how much better would this have been if Rey Mysterio went to SmackDown because he knew Triple H was going to be on SmackDown, but SmackDown had its own GM, and after Rey had spoken to Triple H, the SmackDown GM could have said to Rey Mysterio, hey, can I get a few moments of your time? And then he takes him into his office, and then that's where it's, you know, made official that the SmackDown GM has poached Rey from Raw to SmackDown, rather than just Triple H, who is running both shows, just decide, aye, sure, no problem. You know, like back in the day when you had Eric Bischoff and Stephanie McMahon competing for people, or you had Bischoff and Heyman, or, you know, Teddy Long and fucking whoever was on Raw, Jonathan Coachman or whatever, you know, it was good when we had GMs actually competing to get the signatures of people, and obviously the first draft was Ric Flair and McMahon, but I thought it would have been better if they just done that. And yet, as for Rey and Dominic, will it ever happen? I hope so. I think the whole Judgment Day storyline with Dominic's a bit pointless if it doesn't lead to a Rey Mysterio match. Now, what I thought would maybe happen is Rey Mysterio just outright refusing to, like, you know, face his son, and maybe 1 week Rey Mysterio's wife, Angie, tries to confront Dominic, and I don't know, maybe you could have Dominic slap his mother, you could have Rhea Ripley beat Angie up, and then that could be what makes Rey Mysterio snap and eventually, you know, want to face his son in a match. I thought that is something that could have been done. I thought that is something that would be pretty good, and it would make for good, compelling television. But who knows? Maybe WWE don't want to do that. Maybe the Rey Mysterio, Dominic Mysterio feud is dead in the water. Let me know what you think down below, guys. Let me know if you like my idea. I think that'd be good. Dominic, you know, insulting his mother, maybe striking his mother, and that's what get Rey to finally fight him. And what do you make of Rey moving to SmackDown? I mean, to me, it would mean more if the brand split meant more. I wouldn't be surprised if we see Rey on Raw in a couple of weeks, or if we see the Judgment Day come to SmackDown to torment Rey. You know, the brand split now, it doesn't really mean much in my opinion. So yeah, Rey to SmackDown. Let me know what you think down below, guys. Catch you in the next one. Till then, leave a like, leave a subscription, and I'll see you later. Peace.